We have a quorum present, but we have 3 members that we need to excuse. Take a motion to excuse Mr. Norris, Ms. Adams, and Dr. Cannon.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we'll take a motion to adopt the agenda today. We do have one walk-in item for ozone generator that will be presented after the 7 items that are on the consent agenda before you. I'll take a motion to adopt.
No, motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, approval of minutes from our November meeting. Mr. Hackney.
Minutes of the November meeting are in the packet. Need a motion to approve?
I make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, any public comments? Donna?
No, sir.
Thank you.
I miss those days.
Miss Chad?
A little bit.
Been a while. Next is our consent agenda. There are 7 items before you.
Like to pull number 6.
Number 6. Okay.
I make a motion to approve it,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll go back to item 6, and then we'll discuss the walk-in item. Mr. Sneed?
Yes, it's just a technicality on that, on the agenda item page, the action item cover sheet, and on the second page, it says that the increases are estimated at $800,000 annually, and it's about an $800,000 contract. So that sentence is just incorrect, and I think the easiest way to do it is just to strike that.
That's actually in the minutes from finance, and I can fix that in the minutes.
Good.
I didn't realize that was what was mistaken, I'm sorry.
Okay. What should it say?
It's around $800,000 per year, not an $800,000 increase per year. Total contract value is $800,000 per year.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, it's usually a good catch, Larry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all the numbers are following it, so
Yeah.
it was really typo there.
Wording, yeah.
Okay. And with that, I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next we'll go to our walk-in item. Carl?
Matt Horahan, the Assistant Operations Director, will be presenting that.
Morning, everyone. I'm happy to present to you for your consideration this walk-in item for the ozone generators at Sweeney Water Treatment Plant. The walk-in item is for the purchase of dielectrics in one of our ozone generators. The treatment technology at Sweeney Water Treatment Plant includes these 4 ozone generators. One of which you probably remember back in August experienced an electrical fire, which was part of a component related to the power supply unit. As we are working through the replacement of that equipment and coverage as far as cost and liability related to that equipment, we anticipate to have that replaced by the springtime, before the summer demand season hits. But with this current situation with an additional generator, these ceramic dielectric tubes that are utilized in generators generate a electrical field around them, while the oxygen gas passes through that electrical field, and that generates the ozone gas that is supplied to our water system. So this particular generator is experiencing several inverter shorts, which is typically a problem with the voltage feedback in the generator. And with these voltage feedbacks continually tripping the inverter, it's assumed that many of the dielectrics have gone bad, and it's not allowing the generator to kick on and run consistently. So these dielectrics, this particular generator, approximately 390 of the dielectrics are original to the generator installation back in 1997. It's recommended that by our operations and maintenance staff to go ahead and replace all of these 390 original dielectrics. We do have approximately 100 on the shelves and as standbys, but we do need to purchase approximately 300. We're going to have a few extras on the shelf and replace some more as time goes on. So to keep with the schedule that we've set with Suez, who is our vendor for maintenance and annual cleanings and maintenance of these generators, ozone generators, they have we've set a time frame for the last week of December between Christmas and New Year's to come and replace those. That's the kicker for bringing this in as a walk-in for this meeting. And so to keep with that schedule, we are planning to replace these 300, or purchase these 300, replace the approximately 390 at the cost of $79,000. And it is today recommended to take the action to authorize the executive director to make the sole source purchase and approve the contract for the replacement of the ozone generator dielectrics with Suez Treatment Solutions. And I'm happy to answer any questions. Yes?
We've got 4 of the generators,
Yes.
and each one carries 484 ceramic dielectrics.
Yes. Yep. That's correct.
We're buying, what, 390?
We're purchasing 300. We have about 100 on the shelf right now.
And these that, in the one that's failing, are part of the original 97 installation,
Yes.
as are the other 3?
No. 2 of the generators were upgraded approximately 2.5 years ago, and with the power supply units that were upgraded at the time, that power supply requires newer dielectrics. So this particular generator was not upgraded. We phased the upgrades 2 at a time, 2 generators at a time to allow for redundancy in operations. So we've got a new upgrade project for 2 more generators in the works right now.
So, by your own stuff here, these things are good for about a 15-year lifespan. Why are we waiting 24 years, 9 years over that 15 years to do that?
Sure, yeah. So with the 4 generators, we do have a pretty good amount of redundancy in ozone. Most of the year we can run on a single generator.
Gotcha.
So this is a good example with a ceramic dielectric. Most of the time you can't visually look at them and tell if they're bad or not. Some of them are cracked, but most of them not. But with our redundancy, this is a good example where we can kind of run to failure. And timing wise, it just didn't work out in this instance with the electrical fire earlier this year, a few months ago. But that's the typical.
Good. Thank you.
Yep.
The only other comment was that this one was scheduled to be upgraded this year. The project won't occur till later in 2022, and I think we leveraged as much life out of the dielectrics as we could. Like Matt said, normally we wouldn't run things to failure, but with the amount of redundancy that we have, we can always take one out and do the work as it
Do
fails.
these run like on a series, kind of much like our pump station that with the lower K3 water with our 4 pumps? They're not all running at the same time.
No, for example, right now only one of them is running based on the amount of demand that we have and the quality of the water. And then as demand increases in the summer months, we add additional generators. But right now we have a lot of redundancy in that because it was designed for the ultimate plant capacity.
Right. Thank you.
I'm a little disappointed, Charlie. I thought you were better informed on ceramic dielectric issues, you know.
I think I skipped that day.
I move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
I know when that plant went to
Thank you,
ozonated
Matt.
treatment, I was down there for the big
Mhm.
plant.
Thanks, Matt.
And that, we won awards, and that was state of the art
Yeah.
throughout the world, the way we were treating water then, so I know that much, Larry.
And that was the city, right?
That's exactly right.
Okay, all the items on our consent agenda for today. We'll move on to new business, administrative reports. Linda?
I don't have anything today or a closed session.
I don't miss that.
Next, executive director's report. Carl will be doing that today. Just want to mention, our director, Mr. Walters, is out. His father passed away. All of our thoughts have been with him this week, and in a tough time for his family. So, Carl?
Yes, the key indicator report, the environmental report, and the safety report are in your packet, and staff is here to answer any questions.
Mr. Apple?
Thanks very much. Carl, there are three items in the key indicators. I just, would like either your opinion or further clarification. On page 65, the development services, I noticed that we're down to 63 requests for information. And the only thing that caught my eye, it's by far the lowest that we've seen in 12 months. Is there anything behind this, or is there something technical that's happening?
Nothing technical. It is just a cycle. Typically, what drives those numbers is when a subdivision is completed, or a phase of a subdivision, and all the new infrastructure for water and sewer is installed, and the plat is recorded. What we do is we do what we call a mass RFI, basically saying that water and sewer is available for all those lots, and we count each individual lot. So in the previous months, in August, September, and October, we had several subdivisions that were completed, and similar in months before that. This particular month in November, we just didn't happen to have any subdivisions that were completed, which drove the number down. But it's just a cycle of construction.
Thank you. On page 67, the undesignated fund balance, we've just seen a trend slightly upwards. We're now up at $71 million. I know our goal has been $50 million, and we're making great progress on it, and we seem to be going in the opposite direction slightly. John?
Yeah, I think that's mostly just a timing thing. I think the big thing that I've seen so far this year is our spending of that $18 million. It's significantly less than what it was last year, and if you kind of just even it out during the year, I'm trying to think. This is through November. So that's about 42% through the year, and we're less than 30% through that money. So I think that's some of that. That's probably 3 to 4 million right there. Some of it is just a timing difference, with our revenues and our other expenditures. And we always do want to have a little bit of cushion in there above that 50 million, just for contingency purposes. So I'm not concerned with that slight trend up.
If I hear you right, there'll be some other expenditures that are coming soon. They're just out of cycle at this point.
That's right.
That will take that number back down to the 60,
Yeah, but 60, 65, 67, something like that.
Thanks, John.
Mm-hmm.
On page 73 through 75, yes, that was really interesting. Maybe I'm a little bit ahead of myself. It's part of the same report, though. Just kind of doing the math here, Carl, and this is a congratulations. It looks as though the amount of flows coming into our plant are within 1 million gallons of what we're letting, the wastewater flows as well, which to me, and my, really primary thinking of this, means we're doing a really great job of capturing the water that we're using and having come out, through wastewater. So that the work we've put in lining, et cetera, and fixing has really paid off. We're not getting a lot of leakage, I guess, in a really simplistic way. Is that correct?
That is correct. Obviously, we've noticed that too in all of our rehab work and the funding that we've been doing on that for the last 7, 8 years. I think we're starting to see some results of that. I think one other dynamic maybe in there is that it has been very dry the last several months, and I think we've seen reports that, if you look at some of the retention ponds, groundwater levels are down, and that seems to always kind of, relate to, a little bit less infiltration into our sewer system.
The other component is sanitary sewer overflows, of which we've had almost none. And, and going back several years, a huge difference is made. Just great work by the staff, yourself, and all of our maintenance people. Really, it's paying off. Great.
Yeah. And when we present our capital plan early next year, you will again see, rehab and replacement will be a significant component of the capital plan as it has been every year.
Thanks. That's all I had. Appreciate it.
Any other comments, questions? If not, we'll move on to our committee reports. We have 2 on the agenda for today. Executive Committee met on December 1st. The minutes are in the packet. And Finance Committee met December 1st. Those minutes are in the packet as well. And we have an update, Mr. McLean.
And I have a pointer if you need it.
Oh, thank you.
I usually forget.
Yeah, and almost 6 years that I've been here, I just haven't brought the pointer. I always need the pointer. Hadn't figured it out yet. Let's see. Oh, is there a way for me to can I just change right here? Yeah, it's right here. Okay, perfect, awesome. Gotcha. Nice. Okay. Well, just very briefly, this is a look through October. As Commissioner Zappel pointed out, our total unrestricted fund balance number is just over $71 million, so well above that $50 million target. Our revenues over our expenditures, I think for the first time this year, are positive. Our revenues are exceeding our expenditures, and it was negative before because of that large debt service payment that happened in August. So we've kind of seen that flip there and reverse out. So again, this piece right here, just due to the expenditure of bond proceeds and fund balance that was designated into capital reserves, spending that down in accordance with our capital plan. And, I'll just take it here, a look at our revenues, looking very good. This is a look through November 30th, so 5 months through the fiscal year. And you can see that our total revenues compared to our budget are 47%. We like to generally benchmark this against, the percentage that we are through the year. So some healthy revenue performance. The number of ERUs are above where we estimated them in the budget on both the water and the wastewater side. And, we've also seen that consumption kind of outpacing where, we estimated it would be at this time when we developed the budget. So good story all around with the revenues. And I'll answer any questions if you have them.
Mr. Chairman, this is Jonathan. I would assume that bill payment has been improving, which is helping the bottom line somewhat.
Well, so in terms of the bottom line, our revenues again are we recognize those when we bill the customers. It's not when we collect. So it doesn't really affect this analysis, Commissioner Barfield, that we did on the first page, because those revenues there are based on billings. We have seen some increased collection activity since we've returned to shutoffs. I believe we've spent around, Christy, correct me if I'm wrong, about $270,000 from the designated $1 million for the ARPA program. You know, I was looking at that key indicator, and I don't know if we can pull it up or if it's worth it, but I've been waiting for that key indicator that's the days sales outstanding, basically the time that it takes for any one customer to pay their bill. And we've been tracking that, since, I guess, March of 2020, when the pandemic hit. And that number has continued to increase. And so I've been waiting for that number to turn around, and we haven't seen that yet. But, I would anticipate, as we, kind of return to that normal level of disconnects, we have fully deployed all the funding, from the ARPA program. We have LIWAP money that's coming in. That program is underway. For those collections to kind of, come back down to that pre-pandemic level.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, John. That concludes our agenda for today. Is there any old business or any closing comments?
Just one question. Sustainability and long-range planning, are we meeting this month?
Earl,
Not for long-range planning, and I believe the same for sustainability.
there's nothing for sustainability, Beth told me yesterday.
Okay.
I'll send out a cancellation, thank you.
What is this situation with disconnects? Has it, what we would expect if we were in a normal world, or is it up or down, or?
I'll let Christie answer that.
So we are now turning off, we've sent out letters to people with balances $500 or more, so we're down to that level. And those will actually be disconnected next week. And then we have 2 weeks where we won't do disconnects, because of the Christmas holiday. I will tell you that the people that we are disconnecting now are paying prior to disconnection, right? So they're getting the letters and they're responding. With the higher balances, there wasn't a response, because they didn't have the funds. We move them to payment plans or, drive them to some of the assistance programs that were out there. So, we are starting to see as that number comes down, more people respond, through payment.
If someone has a large number, can they pay on it, or has it got to be paid in full?
Right now, with the payment plans, if they, if they need to go on a payment plan, then we'll put them on a payment plan without a down payment.
Okay.
If they default on their payment plan, the next time they're disconnected, they have to pay 50%.
Okay.
If they default yet again, then they would have to bring their account current.
Thank you, ma'am.
Could you backfill in with some numbers? You mentioned we sent out, we're now down to the level of $500 in arrears. How many did we actually shut off their water in the past week?
This week?
Yeah, well, definitely. Actually, since we started,
Sure.
doing that, have been shut off that are no longer getting water at all.
So to date, there were 2,222 delinquency letters that were sent out. 1,900 actually made it to the disconnection process. And 238 of those are still disconnected. 201, right, if we exclude the ones from this week, from yesterday and today, then there are 201 that are still in a disconnected status.
So of the 201, and I know you've done a great job of schooling me, and there's a lot of subtleties in that. In that 201, are we talking about businesses that have gone defunct? And,
No,
or
those are residential.
those are all
Those
residential?
are all residential.
So where are those people getting their water now?
They may, just because they've been counted as disconnected for non-payment doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's living there. They, the house may be vacant. These are people who have not reached back out to us in order to have the service reconnected. So, if there was somebody living there, then we would be working with them on getting them reconnected. So most of these are ones where they're, where we're not seeing any consumption prior to the disconnect. It's just that, they had to run through the process in order, because of the balance on the account.
Right, and anybody that, they got to that point and we've had multiple attempts to contact them, the water's shut off and they've gone a week with no water and they come in, we will set up a plan for them immediately and get their water back on. So, okay, that's great. 201, does that strike you as a high number or a low number?
Actually, I find it to be very low. Even prior to go live with our new system, going into the migration of the data, there were about 700 at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So, for one reason or another, they've either been reconnected, the property has changed hands, and now somebody new is living there and maintaining the account. So I find it, pretty remarkable that it's at that level.
How does that number relate to like what disconnects were before COVID? I mean, is it, because there was people in that situation before COVID, right?
Right.
Is it double or is it?
Well, we're managing the number that we're doing the disconnects on, right, every week. So
But I mean, people that are actually, there's 200 people that are actually disconnected now. Like, what was that before COVID, like an average? I mean, was that?
at any given time,
Yeah.
it just depended on, how many disconnects we did and the duration. But, most of the time, anytime we were doing a disconnect, we would restore their service, within 7 to 10 days was
Right.
the longest. That was the extreme. And most of, about 80% were being connected within the first day or two of
Right.
the disconnect.
One follow-up question. Are we seeing, since we started shutoffs, and we got people to come in and pay or get on a plan, have we seen anybody, any accounts fall off the wagon, as it were, and have?
Yes.
We have.
Yeah, we're just starting because most of those, because of monthly billing, right?
Right.
We're starting to see those folks that we put on a payment plan receive a bill, and they've now reached that point where, the charges are now delinquent again.
And do they line up with historically, again, before the pandemic? Are these the same accounts that are chronically not been able to pay their bill or haven't paid their bill? And
Some of the chronic ones have actually been able to get assistance, through the ARPA program or through DHHS. So some of these folks are new to the disconnection process. Yes.
So in the money that we got from the city and the county for assistance to help people with their water bills, is that system practically running pretty smooth? If somebody, so say y'all got money from the county and the city, and say if I call in because I need help with my water bill, so are you guys able to connect them with the people that have the money, the pots of money?
Right,
Is
so
that?
they would apply, right? We have a form online, they can apply online, and then Good Shepherd works with them on, getting the documentation in, and then it runs through the process. So if they're pre-qualified, Good Shepherd, reaches out to them, they get the documentation turned in, and if they're deemed eligible through Good Shepherd, then, we would get something, we monitor that same list of customers, and we would go in and look at the account to see what charges would actually be eligible for an award. And then, we put that amount, in the same list, and then the city and the county then responds in kind by, sending payment on their behalf.
Okay.
And we're not shutting water off during that period.
That's correct. Right, so the system, once we see that they've been pre-qualified, we would put a pledge on the account, and that pledge holds the account from going into a disconnect process.
am I correct too, Christie? I thought I heard in the conversation that the county has extended the period by which the people can apply for, because the ARPA money only covers the period during the emergency order, and it runs out December 30th. Is that right?
The applications, the current application deadline for that is December 31st.
But the governor could extend that.
The city and the county could talk and extend the application period, if that was your choice.
But as far as the emergency act, the city falls in line with what the governor does. So if the governor extended, doesn't his I mean, is there a drop dead day on his, emergency?
Not that I know of, yeah.
No.
Okay.
And I know Mr. Waldrop has been talking to the city and the county about the ability to extend that December 31st deadline.
The problem, I think, Charlie, at least for me, is that you can only cover bills that are in arrears during that certain time frame. It was my intent, at least, maybe I didn't make it clear that this money, this emergency money, should be able to cover bills that are people that can't pay outside of simply that emergency period.
That period, okay.
So that we can do something about the chronically unable to pay their bills, so we can have that emergency fund. That's a longer conversation for a different time. So,
Mr. Biggs, did you have another question?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you very much, though.
Thank you. Any other closing comments? Not, with no closed session, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Long day, Wes.
I know, that was 5 minutes.